Let's talk about intellectual property. Someone asked me about this, and this is like so important, especially in the NFT space, and especially for emerging artists. Like, we have to be very careful. IP is intellectual property, and that is usually a licensed property or, an artwork that somebody else owns. Okay, it doesn't have to be an artwork; it could be music, it could be a lot of things, but it doesn't belong to you. So when you use certain characters or attributes of characters that are very close to the originals, you're actually breaking the law. So you need to be very, very careful, especially when the blockchain comes into play, because now we're talking about a system that's like immutable, and you can't just undo or change the name when something's been minted. So you don't want to have a collection, find out it's some sort of trademark or copyright violation, and then have, it halfway sold out and you can't do anything about it, right? That would be a pretty bad situation. So I've been lucky to be able to work with some really cool licensed properties like Disney, Star Wars, Nickelodeon. And one thing that is really important to remember is that these are like legally binding contracts. If you don't have a contract with Nickelodeon, you probably shouldn't make SpongeBob NFTs. If you don't have a contract with Star Wars, you probably shouldn't put Chewbacca in your collection. You know what I mean? There's a real fine line between like fan art and derivative art and having the actual rights to produce that. And the thing where it gets a little dodgier is when you're making a profit off it. If you're selling something that doesn't really belong to you, like evergreen properties, it's probably not a good idea, especially on the blockchain. Some properties don't care about it as much as others do, and some are very aggressive, and you will get a cease and desist eventually. Right now, a lot of these bigger companies aren't really in this space yet, and they're not really watching this space yet. I mean, they're watching it, but they're not monitoring how their IP is being used because it's not a huge threat to them. But as this space grows, I expect to see more of that. And obviously I can't predict the future, but if they're coming into this space, it will